Hello guys. We will start with the first program of Blink LED of Node MCU board. So, for this tutorial we just need ESP8266 development board, also known as Node MCU development board. This will be a very simple program. Here we will blink the inbuilt LED of Node MCU. So, no connection is required. Other than that, your Node MCU board should be connected to the USB of the computer. After you connect your Node MCU, just open the ESP Explorer. Now, click on this blue refresh button. And make sure that you choose the right port. Since I am using an Ubuntu machine, it is /dev/tty/USB0. In Windows machine this may be different, such as COM3 or some other number. Next, make sure to select the correct baud rate. This will be same as we used while flashing our Node MCU. In our case it was 115,200. After selecting correct baud rate, click on Open. Generally it may show Can't auto-detect firmware. This is very normal. Just change the baud rate from the drop-down. Try making it 9600. Again it will give you error. Reselect the original baud rate, which was 115,200. Here we will get connected. Just clear the screen, right-click and say Clear. Again, if we choose the same baud rate we will get the success message. Now our Node MCU board is connected with ESP Explorer. On the left side window, we will write our code. First, let's declare one variable. We say, local pin equals to 0. To understand this, let's see the diagram of Node MCU pins. Here if you see D0, which is pin 0. Further it represents GPIO 16. This D0 is the default light on the Node MCU. Let's continue writing our program. After this we will define local status equal to GPIO.low. Low here means by default it is switched off. Next we say local duration is equal to 1000. Here 1000 is the time in milliseconds. That is the pause between on and off. Next line we will say GPIO.mode. And here the first parameter will be the pin that we have declared to 0. And the second parameter that we will pass is the GPIO.output. Here, output means that we are setting the GPIO mode to output. So, next we need to say GPIO.write. Here we are going to write on the pin 0. So, we need to say pin which is 0, and then status. Status here is referring to GPIO low, which is by default switched off. Next, we need to set a timer that gets executed after every 1000 milliseconds. To set the timer we need to say TMR.alarm 0. Here 0 is the timer ID and can hold values from 0 to 6. Then, duration, which is 1000 milliseconds, which is equal to 1 second. Next we say 1 stands for mode, which means to automatically repeat the alarm. Next we define is the function that we need to invoke. Here we will say if status equals to GPIO.low, then do something. Which means if the light is switched off, then we need to turn on. For this let's change the status to high. Say status equal to GPIO.high. Then we will define else. Status is equal to GPIO.low. And then we need to end the if-else condition. Let's understand the code. In the beginning the status of GPIO pin is low. which means light is off. So if light is off, then here in if loop, it will turn it on. And after 1 second, when the function will be called again, it will turn it off the light in else loop. So after every 1 second the function will be called and turn the light on or off, depending on its status. Next we need to write GPIO.write pin, status. Here we are writing the status to pin 0. Then we need to end the timer function here. We will say end and close the bracket. The function we started here, we are closing here. Next we need to save and transfer this to ESP Module. All we need to do is to click this button which says Save to ESP. This will transfer code to the ESP chip, and at the same time will execute the code. When you click here it will ask you to save it. Let's save it with the name Blink Node MCU. After this you can see, it is transferring files to the Node MCU board. And the blue light on the Node MCU board starts blinking every 1 second. Before closing this tutorial, I will quickly take you to the Node MCU documentation. And we will talk in brief about the TMR.alarm function. So, this is the Node MCU documentation. Here on the left side below the modules you will get TMR, which is the timer module. In this page you will find TMR.alarm function. If you see, this function has 4 different parameters. First one is ID. ID here is numeric value between 0 to 6. In our case we define the ID as 0. The next is interval in milliseconds. We define this in our code as 1000 milliseconds. Next parameter is mode. Mode could be TMR alarm _ single or semi or auto. Auto means automatically repeating the alarm. The numeric value for TMR.auto is 1. In our code we have defined it as 1. For the clarity, I will just change this numeric value to TMR.auto. We will copy this and paste it here. This will not change the output. Let's run this code. Before that we need to stop the current program. To do that, we need to hit the reset button, which is right here at the bottom, just above the donate button. Hit this button. It will reset the Node MCU development board. And here you see, on the right hand side, the program is stopped. Let's clear the console and let's hit the Save to ESP button. It will transfer and execute the program. The light has started blinking again. So, you can either write TMR.alarm auto or its numeric value, which is 1. Let's jump back to documentation. The numeric value of TMR.alarm _ single is 0. And .alarm _ semi is 2. You can use these as per the requirement of your program. In upcoming tutorial we will learn how to blink LED module. This is the end of this tutorial. If any queries, please post in the discussion forum. Thank you.